I ain't even gonna ask where you been.
That's not.
My lord. What have I done to deserve this?
Mr. Geddes.
You got... I said, Abe.
Yes, sir.
Where are the other hands?
I thought I said I don't rightly know, Mr. Geddes, sir.
Well, what good is that to me? We got 3 horses lost, possibly more, a mare about to foal.
Sir.
And no hands to help with any of it. I'm supposed to be heading into town. This place is chaos.
Hey, Pa! Can I get some help? Pa!
Milton, you good with horses?
I'm okay. I'll do whatever needs doing, sir.
Good man. Can you help my boy, my youngest Duncan? He will insist on riding Jeremiah, a horse that is far too strong for him. And my wife will need help with this mare. Abe?
Sir?
You and Dickens better not make any more mistakes like you did today, you hear?
No, sir.
Thank you. Both of you.
Come on, he's over here.
I'm good. You get on. Go find them horses.
No. I'll show you. Since you showed up, runaway horse has been to some of our problems. And I am thankful for that.
I ain't done too much. I ain't much of a rancher.
Oh, heck. Hey, maybe them Laramie boys weren't so tough after all, huh? Maybe I could have handled them.
Of course you could. They're just loudmouths.
Yeah.
So, is that what the boss is doing in town? Some business with them boys or something?
Well, when Mr. Geddes goes into town, well, it ain't exactly for, business.
Oh. Okay then.
All right. He'll be just at the end there. Well, I better get to.
Thanks, kid. You Duncan? I'm Jim. Jim Milton.
Hey.
Need a hand with that horse?
No?
Whoa. You sure about that?
Okay, yes, I do.
Pretty big one. Relax. Okay, Jeremiah. There, boy. Easy. Come on. Easy, boy. Oh, someone put some onions on their oats, didn't they, boy?